in high school, man, I see you was one of the top guards in the area. One of the top players in the area. What was that like? Give me a couple of those guys you battled with back there.
Yeah, so I was blessed, in my entire high school, I was top 3 shooting guard in the area. And Kevin Durant was on my team. KD, Abdullah Jallo, Patrick Ewing Jr. So we played like a nationally ranked schedule. But back then we would battle against like Trey Kelly. We would battle against Montrose. You know what I'm saying? We would battle against different teams. And I feel like the era of basketball back then, not saying it's not now, but it was very challenging. I feel like now, it's so commercial. Back then it was a war. You know what I'm saying? You know when you walk in the spin gun and you going against longer something, man, you might have to fight. You know what I'm saying? Not saying we promote fighting, but I'm saying I just feel like now, not all due respect to the kids, I feel like it's just a little bit more softer than how we grew up. You get what I'm saying? So, that era as well made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so many things I had to learn about myself, but I would learn it on the road playing against different teams. I remember, real story, we went to go play National Christian with Earl Risby. You remember Earl Risby? From Searchman Quarters. He was on my team. When we got to Spingon, they was like threatening the team. Man, if y'all knock, you know how it used to be back in the day. You knocked us, we gonna knock y'all niggas out. So I said, bet, say them. I called my neighborhood. They came to get. So it was the environment, but me and we love it. But it was moments like that it's like, you know what, man, I love this shit, man. I love this era, and I love the game of basketball, because basically, like, if it wasn't for them type of moments, it wouldn't have got me prepared when I had to go play in China, when I had to go play in Russia, where it's so much animosity and adversity, and people come, man, that shit don't bother me, man. Long as you don't try to swing on me, you can say whatever you want. I've been in these type of situations. I play the coolest. I'm built for this, man. I done had to show us the pistols, so I don't care. Like, this is but that's why if you embrace it and you as an athlete stay consistent in your craft. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes it might go to that other side, but don't be on that other side. If something trickle over to the street, man, be a basketball player, if that makes sense. And I mastered that as well around my way. Cool, y'all beef. All right, I beef. I mean, like I said, if I'm in a situation at a metro station, or I'm not gonna handle myself. You're not gonna come in my zone. You know what I mean? But I always kept it basketball, and that's why I feel like back then, that level of basketball and that level of the area molded me to be Lethal Shooter. I see that in every interview. If it wasn't for the DMV area, bro, I wouldn't have became Lethal Shooter. It's
funny you say about situations in the game and being prepared for adversity, right? And I think the training that kids get is definitely needed. I hear a lot of older guys say they wish they had some of that training, right? But I always say, them chairs, you put in the court and all that, you cannot stimulate or assimilate a kid, like you said, you with spin on, you got popping builders up there, you about to block somebody out for a free throw line, nigga haul over there, bitch ass nigga, nigga over there doing like this on the sideline. You can't train for that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have live play, right?
But that's why I was lucky, man, as a kid, right? It would be me, Daniel Battle, Kim, Candace. You remember Candace? Trey. We would all be down the wreck around Langdon. Man, I might go to the basket. Trey might elbow me in the face. Not to punk me, but we just, man, I might, then that next play, I say, don't worry about it. Me and my man Boom, I'm going to rip your shirt off. Then now, okay, cool. I got scratches on my face now with Candace. Candace was a girl. You remember Candace? Man, you go to the back, we might smack you. But it was making us strong. You get what I'm saying? The moments was priceless.
And it bond y'all.
It did.
Because he know y'all got the same DNA.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you and Trey remind me a lot of each other as far as your storyline coming through, because y'all don't look like what y'all came through. You know, a lot of people don't, but y'all definitely don't look like came through. You end up going, did your thing in high school. You end up going to college. I think you went to Washington State.
Went to Washington State for 2 years and St. Bonaventure for 3.
Why about the transfer? Why you leave?
So it was just being immature, you know what I'm saying? So when I went to Washington State, that's the Pac-10, you know what I mean? At that time, it was #1 conference in the nation, you know what I mean? So, you know, my whole life, every single day, I'm getting up 500 shots with Coach Nudd. I'm down Langdon working on my game. That's why I became a Mcdonald All-American nominee. So when I got to college, I got distracted. You know what I mean? I'm hanging out at parties, not drinking and smoking, but I'm hanging out. I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? It's because we're in college. So hanging out, doing things that didn't help me get to where I was. So when my dad would call me, man, why you not playing? Man, the coach tripping, man. It's the coach's fault. If that makes sense. So, you know, I didn't play as much my freshman year. Then my sophomore year, I said, you know what? I need to focus. You know what I'm saying? This is not why I got here. So I focused. We did a great job. We went to the Sweet 16 actually that year. And I just wanted to transfer to come back closer to home. Because I feel like, you know, as an athlete, if you come from certain areas, you shouldn't go a certain distance. So I came back to St. Bonaventure, which was a blessing. And I broke all the 3-point records that people held for 4 years. I broke them in 2 years. You know, my senior year, I was ranked number 4 in the nation in all threes made, and I was number 1 in Atlantic 10 in all threes made. And it's a blessing, man. But it just shows, whatever helped you get towards your goal, once you start getting closer and closer to other goals, don't go away from what helped you get there, if that makes sense. Don't get comfortable. And that's how I am. Like, people see all these things I'm doing, but they don't realize, like, I'm not comfortable because I realize where I came from. I'm not saying I can go back all the way back to living how I live, but that's what motivates me, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be, not no disrespect, but I'm not trying to be like back on EBT. I'm not trying to, do the things that I had to do, which was immature back then to survive. You get what I mean? So that's what just pushes me to not be complacent like how I was at Washington State my first year. It was the worst year of basketball in my life because of myself. I got complacent.
Right, and you're right, but like you said, one mistake can not take you where you was living. It can take you past where you living at in an unpredictable place, making the wrong decision in 3 seconds, right?
Right.
Man, you put so much work in, they return your jerseys all over the place, man. I seen the joint at St. Bonaventure. Yeah. They walk you on the floor. Yeah. How many different schools you play for you got your jersey retired?
It's a blessing, man. So yesterday, my elementary school retired my jersey. As you know, I went to National Christian, but they closed it down. It's Rock Creek now. They're going to retire my jersey this summer. St. Bonaventure, they actually going to retire my jersey in 2 years, but they honor me because they want to honor me because the 3-point records that I held. And they gave me my own trophy case. So as soon as you walk into the gym, to the arena now, I'm the first thing you see. And that's God. You know what I'm saying? That's diligence and hard work. It's me and Bob Lanier. You know what I'm saying? And he had a way more better career than me.
People know Bob.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody know Big Bob.
Right.
So it's just, man, just and Parkdale retired my number as well, which is a blessing. I'm the first person in the Hall of Fame. But it just showed, like I said, once again, that doesn't mean I'm better than all the other players that came through there. It's just, God is good that I've been doing different things to show my creativity and to show my blessing from God. And these schools are honoring me by that.
Right, and after your college career, you played on some professional leagues overseas. Name some of the places you started to play at.
I played in China, I played in Russia, I played in Mexico. I played in the G League back then. You know what I mean? But these are things that people know, man. I lived in Iceland. I lived in Sweden. I lived in France for 2 years, man. I've been all around the world. But it's just, to anybody watching this, your gift can take you all around the world if you're consistent, if you're diligent. And as a kid growing up in DC, man, I never thought I'd see these type of things. But the funny thing is, Jeff, Coach Nutt, Simeon, Walter Ray, they was always telling us that. I remember one road trip, it was me and Ron T. He played for Wilson. And we went on a road trip. And I was acting up, and Walt was like, "Man, do you really want to get outside of DC? Right. Do you really want to do?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You can't come on road trips acting like this. You can't do this," because we was acting a fool. They took us to Wildwood in New Jersey, man. We was terrorizing the people, man. Yeah. And it was like, you know what, man, you right. You get what I'm saying? So it was different people that was always molding me and holding me accountable as a man. And that's why when God has blessed me with the things I have now, man, I'm more than ready for this.
Yeah, and for those, I know you keep saying Coach Nutt, for those who don't know, Delonte Teller, and he's a guy that I feel like he don't get enough props for what he did for a lot of youth in that part of Northeast, you know what I'm saying? Right. And all his players, he got a little signature with y'all. All of them got a subtle toughness with him and quiet, right? Yeah. So shout out to Delonte Teller for what he doing, man.
Man, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's big that you can speak on. You went around the world and you can come back and speak to dudes, the current lethal shooters and Chris Matthews, who don't understand that you gotta I kind of say edit your attitude and your behavior if you want to get outside and see the rest of the world, right? So it's good to hear from you because you came from where they living at now, and you stay in the community even now, man. I mean, there's something passionate about you, and that's a beautiful thing, man. So you overseas, man. Now you back over there as the lethal shooter, shooting coach, scoring coach, everything. When did you knew that you was going to be, or did you know you was going to be a guy to train people, players and celebrities alike?
Well, I got injured. A lot of people don't know my lung collapsed when I was playing in South America.
I seen the highlight of that.
Yeah. So my lung collapsed and I couldn't move my legs. I was all messed up. I was in a bed for about 3 months. You know what I mean? So I was still trying to chase it though.
Right.
But when I came back from over there, Larry Madness put me on some teams to try to help me get back overseas. Because the one thing I can say about Larry, he did a good job of trying to help us get out DC as well. Right. You know what I mean? But I feel like after that situation happened, man, my body was just nothing. Like every time I was messing up my knees, my ankles, I was it's saying everything in my life was going wrong. Right. But the good thing too is, what I feel like the men did around me growing up, basketball helped me get to where I needed to go, but I wasn't gonna let basketball use me. I had a college degree. You know what I mean? So these are things that people don't know about me. I taught at Neewood Academy. I was a custodian. I sold Sierra Mist cans, and remember, I'm from overseas. But I'm still trying to figure out my life. Not saying you need to be a custodian, but I was doing whatever it took to not be outside hitting people upside their head or robbing people or selling. I could be doing anything. I'm connected to anything that I want to get to. But I said I'm gonna try to do it a different way. And the one thing I realized, it was just like, what can I do to make money that I love? I'm really good at shooting. Why not teach it? So one of my good friends, he was actually playing for the Wizards at the time. His name was Kevin Serafin. So he told me, man, you should help me learn how to shoot. So I did a quick little workout with him. He's like, man, that's the best workout I had in my life. I said, I think he's full of shit. Because he my man. I think he's just trying to, you lying to me. So he had the team come watch me train him, and the team was like, we'll hire you to work him out. So I'm like, shit, I take the money. But I wasn't all in. I'm still trying to be a pro too. So I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So that summer they flew me to Paris to live with him. So I lived with him that summer, trained him, and then that's when Dwight Howard called me. Because I don't know how I got out. Dwight Howard helped me call him for his free throws at the time. It was one of the highest percentage ever in Dwight Howard career. From there, now I'm helping the Lakers. I'm helping the Celtics. I'm helping the Magic. I just left Sacramento Kings last week with Sabonis. I helped the Bucks. But that's just, don't give up. You know what I mean? There's so many times I wanted to give up. There's so many times that, respect to my friends, but they was doing stuff that was quick licks that I said, you know what? I'll chill, if that makes sense. Because like you said, bro, it's one bad decision that can lead you behind bars or just put you in a bad situation that you don't want to be in. And I think I did a good job of when my back was really against the wall. And shout out to my sister too. I used to sleep on her couch around the Pinnacles, because those were the lowest moments that I really was like, fuck, I know I could do stuff, get it quick. And she was doing a good job too. No, you can do this, you can do that. And now I am who I am today, man. But it's the adversity. You're not gonna get nothing easy. The adversity is what's gonna build your character, and it's gonna help you get to where you need to go. Don't think, all due respect, as an African American, if you don't have that foundation up under you, something just gonna be given to you, if that makes sense. And that's why you gotta make sure, if you wanna be the one to be the one, the first one to do it, you're gonna fail a lot. And learn from it.
No man obligated to another man. You gotta make yourself, value yourself. And you said one of my favorite terminology that I like. When my son actually heard me say it so much as a kid, he got attacked to himself. Adversity introduced a man to himself. And you basically said, you took the head on. Man, you out the pot, niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a roll. Thank you for watching Changing Jewels on Curtbone TV. If you like the jewels that we are dropping, subscribe, hit the notification, and share with some friends. And I'll see you on the next episode of Changing Jewels, Curtbone TV.